Hey guys, so I'm redoing a video I made in the past about shin splints. It's probably been my most popular video and I get questions about it almost every day at this point. So I thought I would redo the video and be more specific about some things and answer questions that people weren't sure about from the first video. And then I'm also going to put in the description a link on Amazon to one of the tools that I use for this. Actually, I don't use it. I got this because all you guys kept asking what I'm using. This actually came from a cooler, like a little lunch box. It was a divider in it. And when I had really bad shin splints, I went to the physical therapist and he used what you're supposed to use. I understood how it worked and I just went home and searched through my house for anything that would do the same kind of job. So I'll show you exactly what this looks like. I'll show you right now what it looks like and what you really need out of it. All right, kind of wide, but it's thin. You see how thin it is? And this is hard plastic, okay? Nothing special. It just works really well for scraping. The important thing is this surface right here is smooth. If it's too rough, it's gonna really hurt your skin because when you're doing this, when you're treating your shin splints with it, you're gonna be pretty aggressive. And if that's rough and you're not using oil, it's gonna really hurt you. So you gotta be careful with that. Make sure it's smooth. And if you're gonna use something around your house, just I guess pay attention to everything I just said. Otherwise, just use the link in the description and use one of those products. Just find something like that on Amazon or wherever that's actually made to do this job. So I guess the other thing that I should address, just in case you didn't see the first video, you need to use an oil with it. I always use coconut oil because it just works really well. It's good for your skin. The other thing is, people asked how aggressive you're supposed to be with it. You want to be pretty aggressive, especially when you first start doing it. It's going to be painful. It might break some blood vessels in your skin. It'll look kind of red. That's normal. You got to be really aggressive with it. One doctor I was talking to explained it by saying that you're essentially doing minor damage to the tendon. You're scraping it, and when you scrape it and create little abrasions, it draws more blood to that injured site, and that blood is rich in plasma and everything that your body needs to heal the injured tendon. It sounds kind of counterproductive when I explain it like that, but it works incredibly well. I don't know if you guys watched my first video or if this is your first time seeing this, but I had shin splints, posterior shin splints on the inside of my shin for a year and a half, to the point where it was just agonizing to run. And I couldn't do anything. I'd take a month off of running, and then as soon as I'd run for 5 minutes, it'd come straight back. Didn't matter how much stretching it did, nothing. So when I did this, I went to a physical therapist. He told me how to do this, and I started doing it. I probably did it for an hour every night for a couple weeks. And I'd say after week 2, I felt zero pain. It was completely healed, and I haven't had shin splints since. When I start to feel shin splints coming back, I just start doing the exercise again, and it completely gets rid of it. So, I mean, it's as close to a magic trick as you can come for an injury like this. And the other thing that I didn't note in the other video is this technique can be used on any kind of tendons or injuries, whether you've got a shoulder injury or anything like that. It's just helping to heal those damaged tendons. So real quick, I'm going to show you how you got shin splints and why it's all happening, because you might be wondering why you get shin splints but other runners or athletes, whatever you do, aren't getting shin splints. Where this is coming from is when you're running, I'll try to show you in the video, you're too tight and your foot is slightly canted in like this. If you're looking from straight on, it's going to kind of look like that with every step you take, and that's because these inner tendons right here are too tight. And every time your foot hits the ground, kind of at this angle, and then it flattens, it pulls that tight, especially when your calf is bent back. It's pulling those tendons really tight through here, and it's slamming them with a lot of force, especially if you're a high-level athlete and you're heavier. You're hitting the ground with a ton of force, like over 1,000 pounds with each step, a lot of times. And so when you've got that tight tendon running through there and you stretch it, and then you're pounding it with that much weight over and over and over for every step, that's where you're getting that pain. You're getting little tears in the tendons that run along your shins, and I guess you're just doing damage to them. It's the best way I can explain it. So let me show you exactly how I did this in the protocol that I used. Take oil. I suggest coconut oil, but you can use whatever. I think they're those scraping things. I can't pronounce what they are, but the thing that I'm gonna link in the description, some of them come with oil that you're supposed to use for these, but I just use coconut oil. That's about how much I use on it, and I completely cover my entire shin. Another question that I get a lot about this is, can you scrape over the bone? My answer to that is, I scrape everywhere that I can scrape. So you can try over the bone. The tendons kind of connect and they run right along that inner shin right here. So I scrape right against that bone right there. I haven't scraped on the top. I don't think that that would be very productive, but right here where you're getting those posterior shin splints right there, that is exactly where I scrape, where that calf muscle meets the bone. And I put my foot on something like this to pull the calf tight, because if your calf is loose, if it's just kind of like jiggling and loose, you can't scrape it very well. And like I said, this should actually be painful. This isn't something that's comfortable. It's not a fun treatment to do, but I mean, look it up. This stuff really, really works. So I'll show you exactly what I do. I just take it, and I don't know if you can hear it. It's like a gravelly sound. My physical therapist explained it as, basically you've done damage to the tendon over the years, all the tendons and muscles, and it's built up scar tissue. And you're kind of stretching it out and scraping it out. Now this is extremely important to do before you exercise, run, or whatever you're doing, to loosen up the muscle when you're coming out of physical therapy or coming off an injury. So if you guys do this for even a couple days, maybe even just one day, you might feel totally better from it, but you gotta take it easy because it just started healing. You're not 100% better yet. So go really easy on it. Make sure you keep doing it even after you stop feeling the pain. And don't just start out running 20 miles or playing 3 hours of football. Start out slow, slowly work up, and let your body kind of adjust to the increased load that you're putting back on it. Because more than likely, you haven't been training like you used to, and if you go straight back to your normal workload on your body, the injury might come back. So I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I want to keep showing you guys just exactly how I do it. I scrape all of the muscle. I mean, down here, all the way up here, all the way to the top, and then I come back around, and this is all muscle on this side too. I scrape that even though my shin splints are on the inside. So I mean, I literally scrape everything. And some of these tendons run through your ankle right here that are keeping it tight and keeping it kind of bent in when you run like that. So you want to stretch those out also. You can see my skin's already turning red. You really do push pretty hard. You should hear kind of a gravelly sound when you're going over the muscle. And it's going to be bruised and a little bit rough for a couple days probably, but your skin does adjust to it. I did this for probably a year straight just to make sure it was never going to come back anytime before I trained. I usually did it every night. I got pretty obsessive with it just because it worked so well, and I was scared of them coming back, and I was just pretty crazy about football at the time. So you don't need to do it for that long. Just do it to treat the injury, then you're good. But anyway, one last thing. Because this comes from your muscles being too tight and your tendons being too tight and your ankle kind of getting pulled in, it's really important to stretch as much as you can. You want to stretch your calf. Put your calf up on a step or something, and you want to stretch as hard as you can, and you specifically want to target your problem spots. So like right here, this is kind of my problem area where these tendons run into my ankle and these tendons were too tight. So this is about to look really stupid, but I'm going to show you how I stretch this. I take this arm, I pull this leg up, I reach under, back around, and I take my foot like this. And I just kind of pull my ankle out, and it's stretching these tendons really hard. And sometimes when I have it tight like that, I kind of scrape in there. Especially if your pain is going down into your ankle, you can stretch those specific spots. You get all in there, work it, pull it as hard as you can without causing too much pain. And then I'll stretch it this way. I just stretch it every way I can. The key to getting rid of this is slowly work back into your exercise, do your stretches, and scrape every single day. And I mean, for me it took, I don't recall exactly, but I know it wasn't more than 2 weeks. It probably took a week to 2 weeks before I had what I thought was never gonna go away completely, completely treated. Okay guys, I hope that was helpful. Hopefully I cleared up all the questions you guys had from the previous video. If you have any more questions, as always, you can email me at davidduncan@gentechnutrition.com and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that if you want to see more videos like this, tips, tricks, how-to videos, stuff like that. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. I hope this works for you.